not just some Saturday games too. We got 2 top 25 games going on, and 1 and number 2 both play Saturday.
Well, I have noticed that some college football games are trying to come into Friday night, so high school needs to come into.
We're gonna bounce. We're gonna fight back.
All right, here we go. We are live on Facebook, or you could be joining us on MaxPreps.com. That is Zack Poff. I am Steve Montoya. Let's dive into it. But before we do want you to leave your comments. Tell us about your games. Give a shout out to your team. We'll try to get it right here on the air. I got the iPad. I'm going to let Zach take over and start to talk about some of the top games. And let's start it off with a big one Saturday.
Yeah, going down in Florida, and that is this week's game of the week. Number 2, IMG Academy taking on the DC Power St. John's. You're getting a look at 2017 Texas A&M commit Kellen Mond, and he's been big time this year. So far this season, he's thrown for nearly 800 yards, has another 300 on the ground. But Steve, the stat I love the most, 12 total touchdowns and 0 INTs.
It's pretty good.
Now, the thing that's impressed me with Mond this year has been the way he's been doing it with his arm and not his feet. He's been arguably the best quarterback in all of high school football this year, because week in and week out for IMG Academy, they're going up against some big-time talent.
No different this week, right?
Yeah, no different this week at all. And this might be the best defense he's facing in St. John's. They're loaded with talent, too. They also have a big-time quarterback and 4-star Maryland commit, Kasim Hill, one of the best playmakers at the quarterback position. With St. John's, though, I'm looking forward to this matchup defensively, going up against that IMG offense. You got 4-star Cam Spence. He's one of the best D tackles in the country. You got 3-star Tyree Johnson, just like Mond, a 2017 Texas A&M commit. And keep an eye out for my man, Shane Lee, number 1 inside linebacker in the 2019 class. I think he's going to kind of play that rover position, keeping his eyes on Mond all day long. This is going to be a big-time game, Steve. I can't wait for this one.
All right, definitely a good one there in Florida. Let's give some shout-outs here. Ron giving a shout-out to the Green Devils out there in Iowa. Let's go Tanner Rattlers there. Steven giving some love. We're going to get to the Gorman game, Kahuku game.
I can't wait, baby.
Yeah, we're going to get to that here in a second. We'll definitely dive into that one. Also, a shout-out to Garfield High School as they take on Crenshaw in Southern California. All right, we're giving some love to all the teams out there.
Thomas, former Crenshaw star.
That's right. All right, let's get to the other big one on Saturday as a Hawaii team comes in to Vegas.
Yeah, and the boys from the 808 Kahuku High School, number 24 team in the Excellent 25 rankings, presented by the Army National Guard. This could be a fun game, man. They roll into Vegas on a 19-game winning streak. Now, Steve, over the last 3 weeks, they've outscored the opposition 155-0.
That's not bad.
Last week, they won 83-0 against Radford. The highlights you're seeing right here. These boys are going to be ready to go on Saturday against Bishop Gorman. But I don't think they're going to get another shutout this week. Going to be a little different animal going up against the number 1 team on the country. Now, if we could, let's switch things over to the Bishop Gorman offense. You're getting a look at Tate Martell right there. He's a 4-star Ohio State commit. The thing I love most about Tate Martell, though, is, you know, when the big games are going on, he plays even better. Last week against Bosco, he balled for 4 touchdowns. Biagio Walsh, their 3-star running back committed to Cal Berkeley, went down in the first quarter with an ankle injury. Wasn't a problem for Bishop Gorman's offense. They were big time. Ahmad Cianelli there, the running back, he stepped up big, had over 100 yards on 23 carries. He's a guy that can carry the rock for this Gorman offense. But with Gorman, too, I know I talk about Tate Martell and their offense a lot. I want to talk about the defense a little bit. The defense has been lights out this year, led by 2017 Ohio State commit Haskell Garrett, one of the best defensive tackles. Then you got their safety, Bubba Bolden, a top 10 safety in the class, coming up with a big interception against Bosco right there. This team is loaded with playmakers on offense, on defense. I can't wait for Saturday, man. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good matchup there. We're going to have that game covered up and down for sure on social and on MaxPreps. Hey, you're seeing the little touchdowns against cancer logo there on your screen. Well, it all starts tonight. If your team is signed up and you got pledges, every touchdown score, there will be money donated to childhood cancer. It doesn't get any better than that. If your team is not signed up yet,
sign up now.
Get it going. There's no work on your end. You just got to sign up. Then people out there like myself and Zach, we pledge money towards touchdowns. Every time you score, money goes to fight cancer.
I don't know if there's a better cause to donate money to. I mean, we're talking about the livelihood of children here, and any way you can possibly help is the way to go.
Yeah, that's right. We all know about October being Breast Cancer Month, but the Childhood Cancer Month, we got to do all we can for that. All right, let's get some more shout outs and some love here. Southgate High School getting some love. Newcastle out of PA, Pennsylvania.
That sounds like a fun school, though, Newcastle.
Yeah, I think that is a good school. Northern Guilford High School checking in for CJ for sure. Gilmer Buckeyes getting some love. Dominguez out there. And we'll get to some more here just in a second, but let's dive into the next game on our list. And it's actually, we're going to see one of the top teams out of Georgia taking on a Florida team.
Yeah, and sorry, Spur, I set you up with Mission Viejo there, but we're going to actually talk about Deerfield Beach.
Oh, that's my fault.
I'll still blame Spurl, though. But we'll talk about Deerfield Beach and Grayson here. So let's run the Jerry Jeudy highlights real quick. He's one of the top wide receivers in the country. This could be a fun matchup, Steve, because you get Jerry Jeudy, a top 10 receiver, going up against some of the best defensive backs. But looking at Jeudy real quick, 18 grabs, 182 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2 games. And in my opinion, I don't know if I want to say it. I'll say he's one of the best route runners in the country. This kid's big time, 2017 Alabama commit. And I really believe he should be a 5-star wide receiver because he ranks right up there with Trayvon Grimes, T. Higgins, and the Ty John Lindsays. Now, getting to the Grayson defense, let's run the Jermias William highlights. Now, these highlights are actually from last year when he was at Archer. But, hey, he's big time, man. He's a 2017 South Carolina commit. He's one of the most nasty, athletic, and one of the quickest corners in the country. He checks in as a 7th rated corner in the 2017 class on 24/7's player composite rankings. The 4-star DB is just as dangerous on offense, too. Special teams, when he has his hands on the ball, he can take it to the house. Now, he's not the only big-time recruit in the secondary for Grayson, though. My guy, D'Angelo Gibbs, one of the most complete packages in the country. The 6'2", 205-pounder, number 3 safety in the 2017 class on 24/7 Sports. But he lines up all over the field. He'll play linebacker, he'll play corner, he'll play safety, and you'll probably see him matched up against Jerry Jeudy a lot on Friday night, later on tonight. So that's going to be a fun one, man. You get to see one of the top receivers going up against one of the best secondaries in all of high school football. And Owen Popo, number 2 overall recruit in the 2019 class. He's a big-time linebacker also. He became the first freshman ever at the opening to compete in that big-time event up in Oregon here back in July.
All right, let's get to some more shout-outs and some loves here. How about Roger giving some love to the Chenango Forks? Forks.
Dude, is that the best mascot name in the biz?
That is up there for sure.
Wow.
Aaron wanting to know, hey, do you guys cover anything on New Mexico sports? Well, I got a fact for you.
What do we got, baby?
4 current players in the NFL that played their high school ball in New Mexico. So current NFL players.
Look at you bringing out the facts.
You know, probably the most notable player from New Mexico is?
I know Brian Urlacher went to New Mexico College.
I know he's not. I know he's not in the NFL right now, but giving some love.
He's got hair now, so that's good.
That's true. Bowles High School getting some love out in Florida. The East Rock Eagles,
nice.
Henrietta, the Knights, Ben Davis out of Indianapolis. How about Lavetta Redskins out there? East Forsyth, the Eagles will continue on. But let's, since I kind of threw a curveball, let's get back to the big one in California. A nice Long Beach Poly against Mission Viejo.
Yeah, you get 2 SoCal powers. Long Beach Poly national power, but Mission Viejo, man, they've been big time. Number 25 team in the Excellent 25 rankings, presented by the Army National Guard. Now, this is actually the first matchup for these 2 schools since 2012, and Long Beach Poly won the last one. Now, with Viejo, they're loaded with playmakers. Modern-day transfer quarterback Matthew McDonald. He's been huge running the show. Now, Steve, anytime I can bring USC, and I'm going to.
Of course.
He's the son of former Trojan standout quarterback Paul McDonald. He led USC to the national championship, a shared national championship in 1978. His son just as poised at the quarterback position. Now, for McDonald, though, he's got big-time weapons on the outside also. You got 4-star wide receiver Austin Osborne. 24/7's Crystal Ball thinks he will be balling for the Oregon Ducks. And you got Warren G's son, Elijah Griffin, one of the best two-way players in the state, 4-star cornerback in the 2018 class. Viejo's won 31 straight games. Long Beach Poly, they want to revenge last week's loss against Narbonne High School, too. So they got Antonio Pierce there. You know he's going to have his boys ready to go. This could be a nice game tonight.
Yeah, and Long Beach Poly is one of those schools who produces talent to the NFL.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson.
Just in California alone, 220 players that played their high school ball in California.
Look at you with the
are now
facts
playing.
today, baby.
It's all right here. It's all right here. All right, let's get some more love out there. Arborview High School out of Las Vegas. How about Rockets Island High School, Silmer High School? Shout out to Arborview, Warren High. Watch out for T. Higgins tonight. He's pretty good.
Every week, man. Oak Ridge out in Tennessee. Every week he's balling, getting MP top plays, baby.
Yep.
He's money.
And so sophomore Jordan Graham getting some love. Bishop Mott getting some love. A lot of love out here. We're loving it. Deerfield Beach out of Florida.
Jerry Judy.
Mission Viejo, we just talked about them. Warren G, the Raiders out of Warren G Harding. I'm stuck on Warren G.
You're just stuck on Warren G, baby. Regulator, that.
Yep. All right, and some more love to Arborview out in Las Vegas. All right, let's wrap this up real quick with a game out between the Carolinas, Mallard Creek, and South Point.
Can't wait for this one, man. Now, even though Mallard Creek checks in at 10, I really believe South Point has a chance to pull off the upset here. So let's run the highlights of my guy, Mr. Kendrick, for South Point. He's a big-time playmaker, and he's actually the number 2 rated wide receiver in the 2018 class, but he's so good, he just decides to play quarterback also. South Point 3-1 this year, and they've already proven they can beat a top 25 team. They opened the season with a 30-23 win against then number 17 Northwestern High School. You'll see the highlights here as he runs this one in for a big-time touchdown in that one. Now looking at Mallard Creek, though, they're loaded with talent, especially on the defensive side of the rock. It's going to be a fun matchup, but the guy I can't wait to see is Ryan Jones. He's big-time, 4-star athlete. He does it all on offense, on defense, special teams. He's a top 10 athlete in the 2017 class. And Steve, you're gonna like this one-handed INT right here. He's big time.
I always love defense.
I know you love defense. Mallard Creek, though, they've had a couple of close calls against South Carolina teams this year. They edged out a 7-3 win against Dillon in its season opener, and then they knocked off Burns 21-14 to revenge last year's loss. Can't wait, man. South Point, man, they're loaded with talent too. It all starts with Mr. Kendrick. But Mallard Creek, one of the best defenses in the country. Going to be a fun matchup.
All right, quick few more shout outs before we hit the road here. How about Palmdale High School, Fort Hill out in Maryland, and the Robinson Knights. They're taking on Middleton tonight in Tampa, Florida. Best of luck to those two teams. And right now, Zach, if you head to MaxPreps.com, you're going to be able to see a 7'1" football player.
Bigger than any NFL player.
That's right. And he plays in New York. We went out and watched one of his games, got some video of him, got to know him a little bit. Huge kid, obviously.
Yeah.
7'1", 400 pounds. If you're going to watch one video today on MaxPreps,
that's it.
That's the one to watch. Very interesting to see how big he is.
And he's got the perfect name, right?
Yeah, it doesn't get better than Brave Williams. So much love to Brave. Go watch that video. The kid is a very friendly kid, but huge.
Yeah.
It's scary out on the field.
You know what else is something you need to do is follow our Snapchat. We got Cam Spence running the show for us here.
That's right.
4-star defensive tackle commit to Maryland. And it's kind of interesting with him, too. They're playing IMG, and he played for IMG last year. So
yeah, that's
going to be an interesting Saturday for Mr. Spence. But follow us on Snapchat. Going to be some good stuff going down.
All right, do that. Sign up for Touchdowns Against Cancer. Pledge away for your team so we can fight childhood cancer together. Make high school football do something positive for the country every Friday night. All right, Zack Poff, Steve Montoya. This is MaxPreps.com, either on Facebook or you may be watching us online on MaxPreps.